And we've reached the Satsang part of the class. You can be settling yourself into any position which you're going to be able to maintain comfortably for the 10 minutes or so that we're in Satsang. And this is a teaching from one of my blogs, Accelerating Our Spiritual Vision with the Guru, Wisdom Within, or Culturing Our Emotions. As usual, if you do experience any resistance coming up, these are your natural defences to something which might seem very strange to you. So there is a natural fear which does rise up. And if this happens, then, as I've taught you before, relax your brain, relax your defences. An essential part of accelerating our spiritual vision through our practice with yoga is the deep understanding that we are actually balancing the power of nature, the divine feminine energy within us, or Shakti as it is known, you might know it, balancing the power of nature with the power of love through opening and nurturing the heart center or space in the heart, Hridaya Kasha, balancing all of that with the life power of wisdom. And our practices involve inner culturing and growth. Wisdom is. It has often been called thusness or suchness. It is energy. And it is the power, a life power that is energy within us. You are already a very wise person on the inside. Allow the seeds of wisdom within you to blossom, grow, and strengthen in your yoga practice. You can experience more of your own wisdom as you experience proving your own knowledge to yourself in your life. And also, what we know helps is expanding and growing in your development with yoga. As you uncover more and more of your own wisdom energy, the Guru within awakens, and your inner confidence in your own innate abilities for inner guidance develops. The term Guru within comes from the quality of the wisdom chakra, Ajna chakra, or the Guru chakra, the forehead or eyebrow center, one of our psychic gateways to consciousness. We embody Guru quality or wisdom within. In yoga, we have this beautiful concept for growth. And it's that of cultivating ourselves like a garden, yogic gardening, or cultivating our senses, qualities, and emotions. So we tend and care for the ground of ourselves, as we ourselves, in mind, body, emotions, and spirit, are delicate and as full of potential as seeds. And as we blossom and grow in our lives and our practice, co-emergent energies need diligent tending. Co-emergent energies are what come up with the growth at the same time as the good stuff. So we say these co-emergent energies need diligent tending. So we make sure to pull out the messiness of the weeds so that the beauty, the light of our flowers can bloom strongly in fullness. There are a few practices in yoga for cultivating our emotions, growing emotionally and uncovering wisdom, connecting with the Guru within. As we know, those of us who practice meditation are aware that opening up to divine energies, both the divine and the Divine Mother, these powers within build. and we need to balance. So we have the power of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine within us. We are building these powers with practice, and we need to balance physically, energetically, and emotionally, and of course spiritually, in order to contain such power within our human body-mind systems. And as we know, the practice of our physical postures in yoga was developed to build the strength needed for containment of these forces. These are divine, these are not human. The power of this we just cannot conceive of as human beings. So we make the mind-body system a more comfortable place for the spirit to dwell within this human existence. So, yogic gardening. What a delightful way of describing the practice of yogasana, whereby we guide the mind into the body and focus on points of tension, the neuromuscular knots that come up into awareness, breathing into them and releasing them with the breath and the mind. In this practice, we become more aware of the body's wisdom and intelligence. With practice, we can ask the questions, why was I holding that there? And how come I reacted that way to that? And very, very commonly, how long has that been there? We have passive supportive practices. Being supported by soft props and supports so that we can relax into deep postures is very powerful and releasing. Don't forget that even the good things in life can cause us conflict. Moving on in life often means leaving things behind, which does cause us stress and loss. And at the moment we are moving so quickly. Maybe we're just not aware of the losses we are actually suffering. Maybe that is one of the reasons for our collective anxiety at the moment. It just doesn't feel safe. Examples of this type of practice would be, as I taught you in class 9 a few weeks ago, supported forward bend. Sitting in an easy cross-leg position with a pillow across the knees to relax into in the forward bend, and breathing with a bolster, where we lie down over the bolster, supporting the spine, and just breathe while taking the mind down to the heart space, the lower back, the abdomen and hips. In this practice, we simply allow the body to surrender and let layers of tension be peeled away. Breath and surrender take us to new places of awareness in our mind-body and emotions. We give ourselves the time and space to peel away layers of accumulated tension, with the deep breathing in the practice taking us to the bridge between the unconscious, the conscious mind or the mundane mind, and consciousness, teaching us patience, detachment, and discernment. Contemplation is a powerful step on the yoga path to self-understanding. Taking time for yourself on a regular basis will so enrich your journey towards knowledge of self. For your contemplation, as you know in our satsangs, as I have guided you, assume a posture you can relax into. Corpse or shavasana, easy cross-leg, reclining Buddha, as we had last week in class 10. Pay attention to your breathing. Focus on your grounding and centering with the breath. Then sit quietly in your space, allowing yourself to be still. Reviewing your life on, say, a weekly basis will help you tune into your strengths and weaknesses. obviously with the intention of letting the weaknesses just wither away like weeds. We can use visualization, say for example using colour to identify strengths and weaknesses, which helps you grow in self-confidence. You'll connect with the visual qualities of your mind-body system and give yourself an incredibly powerful tool for growth. And for some of us, we need this to support our thinking functions, to make a richer, rounder picture in the inner world. So, for example, you could visualize a colour for each of your energies: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and strengthen the colours when you encounter feelings and senses of weakness. And I know I haven't said much about karma in my teaching so far, because I think that's more for the future and a very focused teaching. But when we get senses of weakness and we feel incredibly disempowered very suddenly for no apparent reason, because the amount of the weakness and the drain on our energy is often a sign of some karmic interaction at that point in your life. So it's very useful for your self-confidence to be able to encounter these within yourself and to be able to do something. So strengthening colour when you encounter feelings and senses of these drains and weaknesses can be very, very helpful. So, for example, a feeling, thinking sort of experience. What makes you feel bigger and what makes you feel smaller? An example of wisdom energy would be having a very profound sense of spaciousness. And the opposite, weakness, would be getting very absorbed in a small world. So, as we say here in Ireland, caught up. You don't have any sense of spaciousness. You're so caught in this smallness. Another wisdom would be getting very absorbed in your small world. Instead of seeing the big picture and having a large view. Another weakness, which would reflect on this, would correspond with the being absorbed in the very small world, and that's when we become rigid and tight and dogmatic in our actions, reactions, thoughts, beliefs, etc. So exactly the opposite of the profound sense of spaciousness, seeing the big picture and having a large view. So, for example, a global view. And of course, meditation. This is a journey with yoga which is always leading us away from shadows towards the light, the guru within. Your guru or inner wisdom energies are waiting to emerge. We all have them. It's a life power. And you will gain inner strength and confidence from knowing that you can be in control as you move along the path of your expansion and growth in your spiritual life. As your spiritual vision expands and accelerates. All we need to do on a regular basis is grow the strengths and let the weaknesses wither away and die. You are a very wise person within, because wisdom is. Another little while now in your contemplation in your own space. And you can sit with this for as long as you wish to now, in your own time and your own space. Namaste.